So, hey guys, this is my final version of the Blood Dancer. This is a fun build to play, based around throwing the nets, seeing the monster stuck on the net and just dying from bleed. It had a big flaw, that survivability, and I worked on that a lot. I fixed it as the best I could. Unfortunately, I still think the Blade Dancer needs a buff. Marksman and Falconer are way stronger than he is. But very fun build to play with. You can get to, I got to 5.4 million damage tops on it. I chose to not keep that, to keep it down a little to get more armor and dodge so I could play. You can also kill bosses fairly fast and farm fairly decently. Definitely not a hardcore build, definitely not a build for hard corruption, unless you can get a lot of affixes and stuff, but a very fun build to play with. Watch the video. Tell me what you guys think later after you watch the video. I'll wait for you at the end. So this is the Blood Dancer final version gameplay. I'm doing an echo node here on 130 corruption. I've improved my survivability, but it's not like I can just get myself hit. I have a lot of dodge, that's awesome, but still you gotta keep moving. Sometimes the bleed stacks take a while to blow up. I don't know if that's a bug or meant to be, but the idea here is that net is gonna keep them on their places. If you like that enemy, I should have thrown an umbral blade on him. That's definitely was going to be a higher damage than just netting, but I like to just throw nets. If you want higher survivability, stand in your smoke cloud. Remember that. Smoke clouds give you more damage and also gives you... I have a point on puncture, just a sec. The umbral blades, because I've changed some stuff. And I have the perfection node now that I want to stack sometimes for a better survivability. It also gives me damage, which is always good, but it's mainly to survive more, and that's why I took that node that you just saw me level up. That's bleeding fury, bleeding stacks, I don't know, but it gives me more bleed stacks, bleed chance on hit. That's why I took it. Umbral blades got the job done there, and is this a boss? That's a mini boss. That's it. That's the gameplay. And the skill that I... Nope. Blood first, with as many stacks as I can. That's the gameplay. Thank you guys. I hope you guys like it. Now, you gotta do some melee damage on the combo, so you get some melee damage out. Doesn't have to be this much. I'm just showing off. But some melee damage while you farm or while you're hitting a boss, and then you stack, and then you blow up. And that's it for the damage demonstration. I'll fix the number up here to show you guys. So, starting with the items, on this build, for you who have not seen previous videos, it's necessary to have Undisputed, because it gives a lot of bleed. It gives 5% physical damage, increased physical damage for each melee hit against a bleeding enemy, up to 255. So it's a lot of physical and melee damage, a very good axe for this build, and necessary, as it is Salt the Wound. You gotta have that, because it gives more physical penetration, bleed duration, and damage over time. Just a great combo. These two items are the only uniques I left on this build. They give bleed on hit and bleed duration, both of them. And this is also gives some overall stats, which is always good. And Ominous I kept and I had on the beginning because it gives +1 to all skills, that's good everywhere. And a lot of resistances, which is weak on this build. See, Necrotic and Lightning resistance are my biggest weakness here. But from the previous builds, I've put Blood Visage, which I got with +3 to puncture and 77 increased physical damage. You can get more here, but let's be realistic. I bought these on the bazaar and +3 is okay. It's already an exalted affix, but if you get a +4, even better. But the Blood Visage gets me armor, higher damage over time, and bleed duration, all I want, right? And I focused to get some dodge rating and armor here, because I definitely need it. This Void Resistant just came with it, but okay. And increased Cinder Strike I wanted to change, but no more Forge possibility. So that's it. I got a Wormhide Coat, because it gives +4 to Smoke Bomb and mana. Mana is really good to spam net, so this is a very nice combo. Naturally, it gives dodge rating and damage over time, which is great. And I put some more dodge rating. Fire resistance came here, which is okay. And if you can, get armor here. Here, I chose to change Rainbow Blade for the Nagasa Scimitar. The Nagasa Scimitar gives me damage over time. I got increased physical damage, the crit multiplier, and the dodge rating. This fire penetration is here because I couldn't get anything else, and if you can change it, get anything for defense there. This Praetorian Belt, it's very good because it's giving me 224 armor, which I desperately need. The lightning damage is because I couldn't change it. Physical damage, health and stun avoidance. It's not the best, but it's good. I need defenses. And armor. In here, I have a Jade Ring. Why? Because Font of the Arrays did not get the item, the affixes I wanted. That's why. You can see that I have this one, for example, and it gives me physical damage, which makes a difference. Actually, no. Oh, because this one has physical damage too. But if I'm playing the builds, I'm gonna play this. I'm not gonna keep this Jade Ring. All I wanted to show is that if you don't have Font of the Arrays yet, you can get one of these rings or two of these rings because they're cheaper. You can also get a Ring of Atlaria, which is my choice actually for this build, but it's a very expensive ring and it's hard to find. It's worth $1 million on the market at least. So I'm getting the cheaper ones. But if you can't get at least one of those, it's an all-rounder. It's gonna definitely give you more survivability and some damage. These are the main changes here. You can see that my idols, I have in here armor shred and damage over time and that stuff. But on the builder, I definitely put some small idols that give health and armor. Pay attention to that. If you get some of those here, your survivability is definitely gonna get higher and you're definitely gonna be able to survive more. In here, I got a lot of damage because I was only thinking about damage. That's why I got to 5.4 million damages. It's a nice damage, but defense was bad, really bad. So if you want to change a few of these for defense, armor and dodge, do it. Blessings. The important one is this, to get some more mana, dodge rating, armor, and bleed on hit. All of these ones can still get better. Eventually, as I play, I will get them better. And these are the important stats that you can get from the blessings. This mana, you can change it for something else if you want. It's not mandatory, but it's good to have mana on this build. And that's it for the items, guys. Oh, also, you can change the Omnis if you want for more damage with Chitara's Conundrum. As we have a lot of Dodge, it's possible to keep life full, and we have some health gained on kill per bleed stack on the target, so we get some life back from this, but it sacrifices defense. If you see, it's another. Here's bleed damage. You can see that it goes to 1,000. It's bugged. It's bugged. Hang on. Let's do this. Look at the health here. It's like it still has Chitara's Conundrum. Yes, 1050. That's the high damage you get with this. I chose not to use it, but you can if you want to. For the passives, if you have not watched my previous videos, this is the first time I'm showing, and if you did, you'll see that I've changed some nodes. So in here, get a lot of dodge, and get more dodge and less damage while moving. Dex and health, very good. Dual wield, you use a sword, you need this. This gives damage and dodge, great. And get this node that gives more dodge and glancing blows. On Falconer, I took these nodes to get to net, and I got some more of these nodes because they're defensive nodes. That gives health, dodge rating, maximum health as threshold, endurance threshold, more dodge. And here it gives mana regen, which is very good. At least 4 points you need it here to get mana on dodge. On the Blade Dancer tree, we got Dex and Glancing Blow, Dusk Shroud and Dusk Shroud. Dusk Shroud is very good. It gives damage with Honorable Blade and more dodge. With the Smoke Bomb, we can get to 79% dodge on this build, which is very good. I got 2 points here. This node is not so good as it seems for this build. If I got it 8 more points here, I get 50% damage over time and 50% bleed per sword, bleed chance per sword. But this gives me 160%, way more, with also 8 points. So get Scarlet Stream, get Crimson Shroud, and get definitely Hooked Blades to shred armor. Perfection, to use perfection, you gotta directly use puncture. But it's worth it. I'm level 95. The rest of my punts are gonna come here and here to get more dodge and armor, which is very necessary here. So you have to do some direct punctures to get this, to get perfection and to get better survivability, and you also get damage here, so it's a full win. On the skill side, it's got a point because I took minutes off. You can see that I'm not level 20, the other points would come here, but these are the points for Umbral Blades. The focus here is to get Blade Storm, to get them to last longer, and to homing Blade Storm. Let the shadows drop Umbral Blades, and they'll just hit for the bleed to stack and the armor shred to stack. It will deal some nice damage with these nodes, with this node from the Dusk Shroud. Damage goes up to 100k, but not for long. It's usually between 50k the damage. Decent damage, not the best damage, but the bleed is my main damage here. So in here, Net is the main skill that you're gonna use. With Net, you're gonna use Smoke Bomb. You're also gonna use Puncture. So, and Net will throw Caltrops. Smoke Bomb keeps you safe. Caltrops are a lot of hits. Puncture are a lot of hits. It's 3 punctures per net you throw. You'll be throw 3 net traps. Net itself will give bleed from these nodes. Puncture will give a bleed from hits, on chance hits, bleed, and also puncture from puncture. So this is my main source of bleed stacks. In here, you can see that I'm changed this right now, but Smoke Bomb needs to form shadows to leave Umbral Blades, and it needs to give this bleeding chance to puncture. Also, you get Crimson Shroud here, some defense from these nodes that gives Silver Shroud and Cleansing Stream, and I've put more points to make it last longer. Shift. Shift is mobility. It gives some bleed here, but it's not my and physical penetration, my main damage, far from that. The thing I want from Shift is mobility and to leave a shadow to throw nets or umbral blades. And puncture is my main damage. So puncture gotta shred armor with these two nodes, and puncture gotta mutilate with this node to consume the bleed stacks. That's where the high damage come from. So I've put a lot of bleeding chances here along the tree, and because of perfection that I gotta directly use puncture, I got blood first, which gives me more overall bleed chance. I lose this buff very fast, but on bosses and on dummies. But on bosses, it will work and it'll give more damage. You can stack, throw, dodge, stack, throw, move, throw, again and again. So it gives some damage. Efficacious Toxin is only 10% more damage. I don't need that. On bosses, we take a while to stack, and not always we're gonna get 999 stacks. So this is worth it, and I get 2 points here. If you don't want these points, the objective here is just to get some mana on hit, some mana back, because you're gonna spend all your mana, you gotta get it back. So instead of just waiting, you can use puncture. But if you don't want this, you can fill these nodes. That's it for the skills. Okay, so as an overall view, I'd say the Blood Dancer is a very fun build to play. It's good for farming, it does fairly fast on bosses. On higher corruption, you definitely need to get some more defense and some better affixes like the ones I got, but even better. Because it has low defense, so definitely get more armor and get more defense here on the nodes. It does not lack damage. Of course, it doesn't do the best damage. I feel like the Blade Dancer needs a buff. The Falconer and the Marksman definitely deal way more damage than them, even though they're ranged. Being ranged by itself is already an advantage, because you can hit from afar. I have to get close and I take more damage and I deal less damage. So I think over these three classes, the Blade Dancer definitely needs a buff. And minion and ranged are better in last epoch overall, at least I think. So, but still, the Blade Dancer, I liked very much this class. I liked even better than the Falconer, than the Marksman, which I've made, and I'm having fun with it. So if you guys have any better idea for this build, ideas how to make it better, how to make my defense better without losing damage, please tell me. I'm all open, all ears. I love to discuss the ideas for the builds, and I'm hoping to get some nice feedback from you guys. This is the first build I've made for the game, and I got some positive comments, and I'm so glad you guys liked it. I hope you like this final version even more than the previous versions, I did at least. And give me some ideas to how can I make this better. The next build that I'm gonna make for the Blade Dancer, I'm thinking about a poison build, which I got a idea from a YouTube comment, and I'm gonna try a fire-based build. But right now I'm doing a Blade Dancer build, so I'm doing it, and I'm gonna post it just like I did in this one and 1.0 version, and then the next version until I get a final version. And if I get a better version than the final version, then I'm gonna call it something else. But that's it. I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys later.